This book totally lived up to the hype for me. I was really afraid to read this book, and I bought it semi-reluctantly. So many people love this book, and I've only heard of a few people not loving it, but pretty much everyone loves this book. And they love it so much. Oh my goodness, it's one of the best contemporaries, it's so good. Ah! So I was just like feeling like if I read it I would be like, nah, it wasn't that good, and then be super disappointed because everyone else super loves it, and then I was afraid that I wouldn't super love it. And I super loved it! Just in case there are any people out there who haven't read Fangirl yet, I will tell you what it's about. Fangirl is about a girl named Kath in her first year of university. But not only is it her first year at university, it is her first time doing things by herself. Kath has a twin sister named Ren, and growing up, they did absolutely everything together, and she just assumed that when they went away to university, they would do that together too. And Ren shocked her by saying, I don't want to be roommates with you, I want to go off and do my own thing for once. So now not only does Kath have to deal with being away at university, but she has to deal with being away at university completely by herself when she doesn't really know how to do anything without her sister. But not only that, but she also writes fan fiction for a very popular, world-widely loved book series called Simon Snow, which is basically Harry Potter, except not. It's not the same as Harry Potter, it's about someone who goes to a magic school, but that's basically the only thing that's the same. But the thing that makes it like Harry Potter is the fact that it has such a huge following, such a huge fan base. Everyone in the world knows what Simon Snow is the way that everyone in the world knows what Harry Potter is. It's like the best children's literature ever. It's basically this book's version of Harry Potter. Except there is one part in this book where Harry Potter is mentioned and another part later where Harry Potter is kind of referenced, and that ruined it a little bit for me. That ruined the whole Simon Snow story experience for me, because I feel like nothing can exist the same way as Harry Potter, at least right now. In this time frame where Harry Potter is still so widely loved by everyone, and the way that it's talked about in this book makes it sound like it is this book's version of Harry Potter, and Harry Potter doesn't exist. It's Simon Snow instead, the way it's talked about. But then Harry Potter's mentioned, which I feel like you can't do that. So in my mind, Harry Potter was not mentioned. I think in the sentence that Harry Potter was said in this book, they actually said, like, Luke Skywalker. Besides that little thing there, I absolutely adored this book. I loved it. I loved it so much. I loved that there was a lot of dialogue. I'm a big dialogue person myself. I love dialogue. And I loved the dialogue in this. It's all very casual and genuine feeling. It's great. A lot of the stuff that happens in it is really relatable. There's also a few family issues that pop up. There's some great characters in it. I loved all the characters. At least all the characters you're supposed to love. Levi, I loved Levi. He was a great person and a great friend, and he was a wonderful part of the story. And I liked Kath, and I liked parts of Ren. And I liked Regan, Kath's roommate. It was all just a wonderful story with wonderful everything. There was just, the stuff that was happening in the story was wonderful. The conversations were wonderful. It was funny. I also loved the fact that it took place in a university instead of in a high school. That was great. I think there needs to be more YA that takes place in university. Because a lot of young adults are in university. And it's a big thing. It's a big deal. It's a big deal! You also get to read a lot of Kath's fanfiction and a lot of the Simon Snow that her fanfiction is based on. And it's good and fun, and it was just so interesting and fun and wonderful. I have nothing else to say except I just loved this book. I loved it so much. Totally lived up to the hype for me. You should read it.